What is going on, people? Jada Black here, another video. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I gotta talk about Steph. Honestly though, I didn't know whether I was gonna do a video about it or just save it for a live stream topic. But I'm gonna make a video here to really speak on this and also some of the things I've been hearing from other people, because there are people out there that are like, oh, why are you talking about Ayesha Curry? That's her life. You know, that's her opinion. You misunderstood what she's saying. We're going to get into that. But I want to first get into Steph Curry and his remarks, his response to everything that's been going on. Now, Ayesha responded to her own comments, and I spoke about it in the previous video I did about Cardi B speaking on it. And I'm just going to speak on Steph, and the post that he put up on IG. Now, this is what he put up in support of his wife. He says, proud of you for being authentic and putting yourself out there, not being afraid of the potential BS and nonsense that could and did come at you. Way more positive than negative. With all of this, keep being you. I love you. That was Steph Curry to his wife, Ayesha Curry. This honestly, though, I want y'all to understand, in the climate that we are in 2019, this is not a surprising move. Steph Curry has always been very, very beta, to say the least. And I'm going to say it this way, because I'm not one of these alpha beta things. But I'm just speaking on, the lifestyle and how he was raised and why women are approaching her and being disrespectful to her in front of him, okay? It is because of the fact that Steph Curry was raised in a household with a mother who I feel treated him the same way Ayesha is treating him. Because let's not forget, a couple years back, this one was literally sitting on the lap of his ex-Davidson University teammate, and that was caught on camera. If y'all don't believe me, y'all can go and look up, his mother and her sitting on his dual lap, and she's celebrating with this guy, doing like a little hip bump with him. It was very weird. And his dad was right there in the same box. He was a bit distance from her. He was like sort of behind her. There was, and I think that's what their marriage is, very distant, very you live your life, I live mine type of situation. But anyway, I think Steph Curry grew up in that type of household, that type of environment where his mother was able to do what she wanted to do, act out and do whatever she wanted to do. Even you would see it at his games. His mother would be very out there, soaking up the attention. And looking at his marriage now, what he has done, he's basically pointed the finger at everybody else. Subtly, she kind of did the same thing. Was like, people, mistook what she said. She's trying to be positive like him, which is fine. But she made those comments, okay? She made those comments because that's how she truly feels. And what Steph has done, he has basically co-signed and okayed her seeking and wanting attention and validation from other men. Instead of him saying, you know what? I'm all the attention my wife needs. I understand that she feels a certain way, but as her husband, and as the father of her children, as a man who's out here working and busting his ass to build a life that is that be sustainable and will be remembered for years to come, that our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren will be able to eat, will be able to have a legacy. Okay, he instead gets defensive because the dynamic in their relationship is she's first. Look at how he goes hard to promote whatever businesses she's doing, which is fine. But she can't talk about building her own if he's right there next to her. Every time she's accomplishing something, he's right there. And I want people to look at the situation. Just look at the fact. Look at his life. Look at the environment that he grew up in. His father was an NBA player, but his mother, being as though in her day, I mean, she's still relatively, attractive. She got that MILF thing going on. But, I'm pretty sure back in the day, what I'm saying? Steph Curry mama was probably one of the most attractive, player wives out there. And she was probably doing whatever she wanted to do. That was before social media. And his father was cool with it. And that's the type of marriage that he has, that he just goes along, because he wants a 2-parent household that he grew up in. He wants that type of environment. So he's willing to put up with being embarrassed. He's willing to put up with his wife basically putting her foot down and saying, listen, you're getting all this attention from women. She wants to get attention from men. And he's basically okayed it. He's co-signed it. So if we find out that she's talking to other dudes, Steph, you cannot get mad at everybody else. You have to look yourself in the mirror. Okay? Let me just say this about the whole, female fans overstepping their boundaries. Female fans are not going to overstep their boundaries if Steph Curry don't check those women and put those women in their place. Obviously, he ain't doing that. And he's not doing that because when it comes to women, he's very passive. Very passive. Okay? And he will allow his, in that situation, his wife to be, disrespected. About the woman who's, she, I guess, Ayesha trying to close the car door and the woman stepping in the middle and telling her that, stepping in it and saying that, this is what you signed up for. And I've seen people run with that. I've seen people do commentary and they use that to validate everything she's saying, as if she's the only woman who is married to an NBA player. No, she is not. There are plenty of NBA wives and NFL wives that can give stories about groupie behavior, but it takes the man to be able to check that. And if he's not checking those women, that says a lot about him and how passive he is when it comes to women. And that's indicative of our society. There's a lot of, men who are they're very weak. They're very simpish. They're quick to seek to be, the friend, to be the Captain Save-A-Heifer, instead of them being men. And that's what we're seeing in society. It's full of soy boys. And Steph is coming off as a soy boy. He's coming off as a simp and being very passive. You basically, instead of you just saying, you know what, I'm all the attention she needs. I'm all the validation she needs. No, you're defensive and making it seem like people are making things up. Bro, people saw the interview. Nobody's making anything up. Why are you getting defensive? Your wife wants more male attention, and you're okay with that. That says a lot about you, Steph. Your teammates could. What if your teammates was hollering at your wife? We've heard plenty of stories. I have, about athletes who holler at their own teammates' wives. And I bet if, let's say Draymond, even though Draymond, he's in a relationship, I believe he's engaged to be married. I understand that, but let's say Draymond was hollering at Steph's wife. Do you think Steph gonna say something to Draymond? Let's just be real. Because all Draymond has to do is say, yo, bro, you basically co-signed your wife saying that she wants male groupies, just like you got female groupies. And you co-signed it. Why are you getting upset? This is what could be said about you, Steph. So I don't understand the whole defensiveness. I understand you want to support your wife, but you don't have to come off as a man who ain't running your household, because that's how it comes off. That's how it comes off. I'm not saying that you have to curse her out. I'm not saying that, you have to publicly, go in on her. But I've seen plenty of men in the entertainment industry, whether it be in sports or movies, whatever, they check their wives. Even Will Smith checked Jada. It can be done. But it's up to your personality. Steph, you're 31 years old. I can understand if you were still 20, 21, 22, you're young and you're more concerned about playing basketball. But bro, you're at a point in your life where, there's going to be an end to the beginning of your career. You're closer to getting to an age where the Golden State Warriors is going to be looking to replace you. Not saying it now, but in the next 5-6 years, if your play starts to tail off, you're not in the spotlight anymore. How long you think Ayesha's going to put up with that? She's already seen that you're willing to bend the knee. Steph, you bent the knee to Ayesha, and there's no taking it back. There's nothing wrong with supporting your wife. There's nothing more than being there for her, but you have to be a man in this situation. You have to be a leader. And this also shows me, and I've known this for a long time, he's not even a leader of his own team. Draymond is I believe, the unquestioned leader of the team. And I think second is Andre Iguodala. Those I feel are the leaders of the team, not Steph. He's not a leader on his team, and he's not a leader in his marriage. And we've all seen that by how he so easily bent the knee to his wife and says, you know what? You said some things that were very disrespectful. You made it seem like because I got groupies and they disrespect you, it's my fault. Which it kind of is, because you didn't check those people, but she didn't say you checked them. But anyway, and she's also saying that even though you're with her, it ain't enough. The lifestyle you giving her, it ain't enough. She wants more, Steph. And are you gonna give her more, or are you just gonna go along with it? And that's what's going on, man. Unfortunately, nowadays it seems like, in marriages, in order for it to work, you have to be more submissive to your wives in these situations. I'm not saying all marriages, but this is a very submissive move. And I think it goes back to how he was raised in the household that he grew up in, and the dynamic between his mother and his father. And because of that particular dynamic, we see how he's handling Ayesha. So you let me know what you think in the comment section below, and let me know your thoughts.